just nothing like hip hop dancing in the 80s and 90s, especially the 90s when A Living Color came on, and you had Josie, you had Deidre, you had Big Les, you had J-Lo, Rosie Perez was the choreographer. It was just nothing like 90s dances. They used to just hit hard. Everything was hard. And I think the first video that really like made an impact was Real Love. Big Les, I believe, was the choreographer of that one. And like just seeing these women just dancing in combat boots with knee pads and the jerseys and everything, it was just a look. I loved everything about it, the vibe. And I was like, whatever it is, I gotta do it. So I was a dancer throughout my high school years. I was on my college dance team and danced a little bit, Rider University. And then I also was a part of like an African dance troupe. And I would say the peak moment, I never got to the level where I was a professional dancer, but I would say my peak moment where I felt like I was seen is when Beyonce had an open casting call for dancers when she was putting together her all-female band. And I went out and I answered that call. So I actually got to audition in front of Danielle Polanco, AKA the baddie who killed Omarion in Touch. She's just an amazing dancer and choreographer. And also Frank Gatson. So I got to perform a little choreo. They were running a little bit behind, so we couldn't really hit like the baby boy choreography like they had with the other dancers. So we got to do a little freestyle a little bit. I did a little kickball change move, got to drop it low a little bit. And I got to see Frank come over. He was like, you, sorry you're not on it. And I was like, well, thank you for the opportunity. And he was like, you're welcome. So that to me, is like Frank Gatson talked to me. So that solidified me as I was able to retire after that. And but it's still a little part of me just still loves being a dancer. Movement is like my vibe. I love it. I love to turn up. It's like a spiritual moment for me. I feel like I'm connecting with my ancestors. I feel like when I went to New Orleans and I danced in Congo Square, I felt the presence of the people before me. And I just feel like dance is just a wonderful way to express yourself. Or Nikki Powell, and I'm the founder and CEO of thesportstyle.com, which is a sports lifestyle blog. And I'm born and raised in Newark, New Jersey, Brick City all day, but I live right here in Brooklyn, in Bed-Stuy, the best community in all of NYC. And the first time that I fell in love with sports, I'd have to say it was the '91 NBA Finals. I was watching it with my auntie. She was a diehard Lakers fan. And it just crushed her soul to see MJ, razzle, dazzle, kill magic in them. And that was the first time that I realized that sports could have an impact on people. And I've been a sports lover ever since that day. I'm really impressed at what athletes are doing today. A lot of them are socially aware, culturally aware, or just trying to be more culturally and socially aware. A lot of them have started their foundations and are just not throwing out checks. A lot of them are actually doing the work, going into the communities, building with CEOs, asking for equity, not just trying to be the face or the prop of an organization, but a lot of them are giving back. Specifically, even some of our veterans, like Rod Strickland up in the Bronx, young athletes. He's been doing this program for over 20 years, and he sees value in giving back and reaching back to his community. Even though today's youth might not know or have seen him play, maybe their parents have, but I'm really impressed. LeBron James has his school, Jalen Rose has a school. You see players, WNBA players, you see Tina Charles, she has Hopi's Heart. Everybody's just giving back and doing major things in their community. And I feel like that's why a lot of kids and a lot of NBA and sports fans and WNBA fans, they connect with them because they really get to see them more off court than they do or have had access to them in the past. So it's something that I'm really appreciative of, and it's motivating. It makes me want to go harder because I know they're way more busy than I am. So I know there's something that I can do. Everybody can do something, whether it's, you tutoring a kid, you giving back, you making a donation and showing up, you doing a career day, you showing a kid some love, you telling them that they're valuable, you reaching out, you're mentoring them, you're telling them that they're awesome. And I think a lot of NBA players and sports figures today are doing that, and that's really dope. I think the WNBA is going to have a fantastic season, especially with the second coming of the Twin Towers with LEZ Cambage and A'ja Wilson down in Vegas. I think it's going to be huge. I actually want to get out to Vegas to see some games. And Seattle, they're kind of like a wounded bird right now because they don't have Sue Bird, they don't have Breanna Stewart. So that team, which won the championship this past season, is definitely going to have to look at some other ways to win some games. But I'm excited about WNBA. They're broadcasting the games on Twitter. You're getting those notifications. And surprise, surprise, now we're growing the fan base. So I think it's really dope that people are actually investing. They have a president who really understands and expanding the game. She's not even a basketball player. She's not someone who is an athlete, but she comes from the business background, and she really knows the value of $1 and how to grow the league. So I'm excited about it. The things that I wish we did have more opportunities for women in the WNBA and just in sports in general is I'd love to see more women color commentators. You have Doris Burke, who's fantastic, phenomenal, but I would love to see her cover some finals games. Not to knock Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson, or Mike Breen. I think they're top notch at what they're doing, but it'd be nice to mix it up, have Doris in there. We have Kara Lawson. We even have Candace Parker. I mean, I know she's in the middle of the WNBA season right now, but these people are on top of their game. You even have Swin Cash, who's working with MSG. These women know the game in and out. They've played the game, they're hustlers, they're competitors, they love to win, and they really know it. And the thing about the WNBA is it's a fundamentally sound game. So they know the basics. They know pick and roll. They know spot up shooters. They know when not to go ISO. They know all of that. People say that WNBA is boring. Well, you just don't like basketball. So I feel like more women should have more opportunities to cover basketball in general, just not specifically the WNBA, but just basketball in general, because women know the game, they know the sport, we're passionate about it. And just to go on a tangent a little bit, WNBA, what's up with the merch? Can we get some cool merch? I want to wear some LEZ Cambage shirts. I want to wear some A'ja Wilson shirts. I want to wear some Tina Charles shirts. Not just the jerseys, but I want to see some cool stuff, just like the NBA has. So I want to see more opportunities for women in sports, whether they're playing it, whether they're covering it, or whether they're just sitting in the crowd like me.